Okay, we're doing the nervous system. Now, this image, this is something you would only see through the microscope. This image, you would only see through the microscope. This, if you just had done an autopsy of a person and you wanted to look at their spinal cord, you could actually see this laying in front of you and be, maybe about that big, okay? So this is not microscopic. So please don't confuse this with the parts of a neuron. This is a section of the spinal cord. If there was a person laying right here, and here's their spinal column, and I just cut out a chunk, and then I turned it around to show it to you, it would look basically like this, okay? Now, first thing, there are terms that you learned, anterior and posterior, right? And anterior and posterior are the ones that we teach you in anatomy. Unfortunately, when it comes to anatomy, anterior in a human is also ventral when it comes to the torso. And posterior in a human is also called dorsal. And I'm not in favor of it, but no one asked me. Those terms get mixed together when it comes to the spinal cord. Right. So let's look at this crazy kind of scheme that we're looking at. First of all, this is a chunk of the spinal cord. Like it would be, the spinal cord would be coming this way and going that way on the other side of your computer. We got a little chunk out of the center. And you will notice that some of it looks white and some of it looks gray. Okay? The gray parts kind of look like a butterfly, right? Good. So the gray butterfly part. By the way, the butterfly looks gray because there's very little myelin in that area. The rest of the spinal cord looks white because there's a lot of myelin in that area. And if you ever want to talk about why, come to one of my Zoom office hours. I'm lonely there anyway, and I'm happy to talk about it. Okay? Now, the butterfly has got different parts. Oh, I am so sorry. Oh, okay. The butterfly's got different parts. Now, you know a butterfly, okay? Right? With a butterfly, you probably would draw it so that the front wings are bigger than the back wings. And look, the front wings are bigger than the back wings. Those front wings, those are posterior. They're towards your back. And the different parts of our little butterfly are called horns. And I always think it is amusing to think of a butterfly as having horns because, of course, they don't, right? So that's how I remember that the different parts of the butterfly thing are called horns. The ones that are bigger and farther away from you, if the model was in front of you, are called the posterior horns. These out to the sides are the lateral horns, yay. And these closer to you, those are the anterior horns. Okay, boom, we're halfway there. Okay, not quite halfway. Now, the white parts, they've actually got two different names, and I just was noticing that on this particular image, I'm showing you the more difficult name. But a funiculus is also called a column. MN, yeah, sorry, silent N. And so I think it probably is nice to refer to the white matter as being posterior column, lateral column, anterior column. But if you like the word funiculus, funicula, then yes, go ahead and use the word funiculus. But you can call this, and it says right there on page 85, posterior funiculus, also called column. Okay, the gray commissure. The gray commissure is the area where the right wing of the butterfly is attached to the left wing of the butterfly. And the central canal, there's like a little tiny tube that runs through the center of the gray commissure, and it's called the central canal. All right, so those are the parts of the spinal cord. Now, let's talk about nerves. Now, in the lecture, in the lecture part of the class, we were talking about neurons, and you might be wondering, well, what's the relationship between neurons and nerves? Neurons are cells. They're nerve cells. A nerve is a bundle of axons from many, many, many neurons. Now, the organization of the nervous system is kind of helter-skelter out here on the outside, but when it comes to the central nervous system, it is very, very organized. Sensory information, so the information that says, hey, that hurt, sensory information comes in through this area, and then information that is being sent out, like, oh, that hurts, so let's pull that away, goes out that way, right? Now, here you'll notice that they come together. This area is called a nerve, and in this case, we're looking at spinal nerves because they are bundles of axons that are all bundled together. And in this part, or this part, I will find sensory and motor, or in this area, I will find one's going inward and one's going outward. But in this area, the area is called the roots. Okay, I will only find either information going inward or information going outward. Okay, so this area where everyone comes together is called the nerve. This area, here or here or here or here or here, that is called a nerve root. And the one that is anterior is properly termed the ventral root. I apologize, wasn't my fault. And this one here is called the dorsal root. Now, you will always know which one's ventral and which one's dorsal because the dorsal root has got this little ball area on it. Here, let me erase so you can see it a little more clearly, right? This little ball area. That ball area is called the ganglion of the dorsal root. And ganglia are areas where lots of cell bodies from lots of neurons hang out together. The cell bodies of these neurons that are bringing information in, they live at the dorsal root ganglion. The cell bodies of the neurons that are sending information out, they actually live in the spinal cord. All right? So, central canal, the gray matter. The gray matter looks like a butterfly and it's divided up into horns because, of course, a butterfly doesn't have horns. Posterior horn, lateral horn, ventral horn. Where it comes together, gray commissure. That's a hard word to spell. Okay? The white matter is called columns, posterior column, lateral column, anterior column. And then we have got nerves, and the nerves are made up of two different nerve roots, ventral root, dorsal root, and the dorsal root has got this bulb area called the dorsal root ganglion. All right, we will cover the brain in our next video.